So here we go, working on the other side, left leg. Again, bringing yourself to as close to sitting on that heel. Try as best you can to keep your left heel down. And try as best you can to remain vertical with the spine. So we work on the natural lower curvature of the spine, your lordosis. Very good. And try not to hold on to your balance. So if you need to bring your hands to the floor, do that so that there's no tension in the legs or in the hips. And again, you can keep it here. And if you want to bring the back foot in, you can bring into a stretch. As the muscles get more and more relaxed, you'll find yourself being able to get closer and closer to where your foot can actually wrap into the front of your hip. It's been a while since I've done yoga. It's been a couple years for me since I've actually done it without talking, where I'm using the breath. So use your breath while you can. Very good, very gently, slowly, keeping your hips nice and square, shoulders nice and square, moving, trying to keep your belly as glued to your thigh as possible, arching the lower back, making sure it's nice and flat, not rounded. And that will tell you exactly where the stretch of your hamstring is. If the moment you lengthen the knee, you find yourself rounding, that's how we end up having lower back pain. So again, I'm not interested in you stretching your leg as far as you can. I'm interested in you keeping your lower back as flat as possible. The leg will slowly find its way into a nice flexed hamstring and stretch and lengthen. One more stretch. If you want to, you can guide yourself all the way to sitting on that right heel. Slowly reaching a little bit deeper. One more breath. And gently, slowly shifting and finding your gecko. Again, you can curl the right toe under, feeling a stretch into the leg. Very good. Lowering down to where you find the best edge for you. And then exploring your pigeon. Once you find your pigeon, go ahead and rest forward. So I apologize, the class had to be interrupted because I forgot to put my phone on silence or nighttime, so the phone call interrupted the class and then I couldn't find you on the screen. Try to avoid staying in a comfortable place. If you find that your elbows have always been there, try to extend them. Try to place your forehead on the floor. And gently moving your arms to the right, staying as low as you can over your pigeon. and all the way to the left. And now as you lean to the left, you'll find that you're relieving your right leg. And you're going to simply bring it over to the side and forward. And here we go. Forward bend. Keeping again the alignment of your leg with your shoulder, your chin slightly to the left side of your tailbone, lengthening the spine. Again, thinking about lifting and placing the hip bone, then the belly, then the rib cage, then the chest, the shoulders, and then the forehead. If you find that you're coming forward with the shoulders, train yourself to come forward with your hands behind you so that you're moving forward with a royal jewel. One more breath. And gently inhale, come up. Opening up the leg out to the side, very gently, keeping your left leg where it is, just simply leaning forward again. Inhale, roll up, holding on to the left ankle, and bring yourself into a side stretch. Using your breath. And gently release. Taking your top leg into a nice seated twist. Nice and tall. It's a beautiful day in South Florida. It's gorgeous skies. Excellent, and find yourself into a knee over knee. Actually, let's overstretch first, extending, yes, into Gomukhasana. So again, leaning forward. Hopefully the hips are not as tight as if we had done this before the previous class. And this time, walking your hands to the right. Placing your left hand or your right arm to the floor, opening up into a side stretch. And gently following through as you lean into the left hand, right foot extending the bottom leg, a nice stretch. Pressing the right hand against the right knee. Lengthening out of the left shoulder, looking over the left shoulder. Malaika, can you feed your cats? Please. And gently release. So here we go, back to the beginning of the other side. Inhale. Let's see how the stretch feels. And gently, slowly, as you lean to the right side, take your left leg behind you. And let's lean back. Just for fun. So while you're here, staying on your forearms, I'm not sure what the floor is for you, but just to see that we have released our hips a little bit, you can slide the leg this way, switch, and other side. Switch and flop. Just releasing the hips, the lower back. Very good. And gently bring yourself into a nice seated lotus or feet together. Inhale. And let's lean forward and stretch the spine. If you want to bring your hands underneath your ankles and holding onto your feet, if it helps you to bring yourself closer, but again, relaxing your body and just using your biceps. I find that by being slightly elevated, I can bring myself into a much deeper stretch over my legs. So if I have a block underneath me or a pillow, I can find myself pushing the feet together, reaching forward. Very good. And go ahead and extend the legs out to the side. Relaxing from side to side. And when ready, you can keep that bolster. You can stay on that bolster if that helps. And lean forward. Don't be afraid to use your breath to move the crown of your head forward. One more breath. And slowly finish your breath. Come forward very gently. And here you can slowly bring your legs forward. And let's take ourselves into the full Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Very good. Again, imagine as you're pressing one heel forward, press the opposite hip back. Try to remain the upper back as relaxed as possible. You can also wiggle the back of the knees underneath the sole of the floor, on the floor. As you find a position, you can wiggle your hips from side to side, your rib cage from side to side, and your head forward and back. Just forward, 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 forward. Until you find a position where you can just remain into the best forward bend as you can challenge yourself with. And slowly inhale, come up. Very good. Let's bring ourselves into all fours again. Curl the toes under and release your spine. Exhale around the spine. Inhale, just up, look up, curl the toes under. And exhale round. And if you can stack your bolsters or find your full reclining hero, here's the time to go ahead and release. So you can stack your blocks, or you can have a few pillows, and then you can lay back on a more amount of pillows, make yourself comfortable. So make sure you relax your pelvis. Creating more space for the abdominal organs. Breathe, feel them expand. Feel the rib cage open, the chest expand and open. couple more breaths. Exhale completely. And gently release your hero pose, bringing your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug and see if you can cross the wrist at the opposite ankle, keeping your feet together. Do not cross the ankles. Keep your feet toes to toes, heels to heel, ankle to ankle, and see if you can find your one ankle with one hand and the other ankle with the other hand. Here we're making it practically impossible for the abdominal organs to inhale, to expand as you inhale. So feel how the breath goes into the rib cage. Visualize, be the witness of how the breath adapts. And extend arms and legs up to the sky. Feel the shoulders drop, feel the chin drop. And again, here we're just extending the arms and legs. And with as little energy as possible, as we're stacking the bones against gravity, feel the energy going straight down. You'll feel as if the shoulder blades are trying to get closer together. Instead of slouching forward, we're using the length of the arms and its gravitational pull so the shoulder blades find their own natural position behind the rib cage and depressed. Has nothing to do with depressed and happy. It's just me pulling down. Gently bend elbows and knees. Keep your knees over your hips, elbows to the ground, toes slightly further away so that the knees adjust with the hips. Here you're putting all the emphasis on the sacrum, the little triangular piece of bone on the inside of both cheeks. And slowly keeping the knees above the hips, bend the feet to the floor. Hands on the lower abdomen, allow the knees to open. Extending the legs, extending the arms. Taking a deep breath in, open up the legs into a nice pentacle. So arms and legs at 45 degrees. Legs wider than hip width. Rocking the legs in and out, head in and out. Take your right knee into the center line and take it all the way over to the right. Look to the left. And back to the hip. Let the knee come around and roll all the way back down to the floor. Take your left knee in, move it to the right, twist to the right, look to the left. And back to center. And again, rock the legs in and out. Take your hands behind your neck. Give yourself a nice stretch. And twist. And relax whenever ready. If there's anything else you feel you need to do for your own personal practice, feel free. Take a deep breath in and exhale completely. One more. Allow the body to melt, allow the head to relax into the floor.